There are miracles in chiropractic happening every day. Heartfelt stories, stories that will make you laugh, and others that will bring you to tears. Some of these stories want to make you shout up and down the streets, telling the world about chiropractic. And you should. Chiropractic can surely change someone's life, as in the story you're about to hear. Now listen close, because this story, and maybe one of your own, can make the difference in someone's life. So let's join Dr. Matt Hubbard right now.
So it's been 3 months since I was handed this, and if you would have asked me years ago that 6 screws, would that impact me or change my life, I would have told you that I had no idea, and I didn't think it really would. But as I look at it now, as I sit here looking at it, I can tell you that this piece of equipment has forever changed me in a better way, in a way that's made me realize that I do have a voice, I can help people, and I could tell the story of what this titanium set of screws really, really means. About 6 years ago, I had a gentleman walk in my office. Actually, he didn't walk in, he was pushed in by his son in a wheelchair that was in excruciating pain. The family had been under chiropractic care, and when he came in, he just had one goal. He had had back surgery. The doctor told him that he put set screws in him to stabilize his spine, but he just wanted to be pain-free, off meds, and wanted to walk the floor of Costco again. And I said, well, let's see what we can do. So we did an exam, we took some x-rays, and when I showed him his x-rays, this is what he saw in his low lumbar spine. And he says, oh my gosh, the expression on his face was life-altering for me. He had no clue that this was in him. And we went on to talk about it, and he said that is what he thought was his only option. Fast forward months later, he went from that wheelchair to a walker with oxygen, to a cane with oxygen, to walking the floor of Costco with oxygen, then without it. And 6 years later, this old World War II vet had more joy in his life, more family around him than he ever thought, because he was so miserable before. And when he passed away, he actually was so impacted by chiropractic and what it had done for him. He said, I don't want to be buried in a plot anymore. I want to be cremated. And that equipment that was found in my body by Dr. Matt, I want him to have it. And so he was cremated. His family brought this in to me, told me what was said, and wanted me to have this, to share with other people, to share the story. Almost it's like their father lives on through it, and I can tell you that it is a motivating factor. The studies that are out there, some of the people that I see, I'm almost known as the last resort doctor, the chiropractor that's the last resort. I've done everything else. Let's see if you can help me. And I tell them the story, I show them this, and I said, well, we're not here yet, so there's always hope. And one of the funniest things that one of my patients told me just recently, another older woman said, oh, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. And I said, that's funny, that's what this gentleman had told me. And he said, you know what, Dr. Matt, what I've realized through this whole experience is that we don't really take care of ourselves because we got this body for free. We got this vehicle for free. Do you notice that everybody else that's driving a car, boy, they really invest into their car. They paid hard-earned money for it. They put blood, sweat, and tears into that car on some level. Yet, they're always taking it in for an oil change. They're washing it. They're getting it detailed. Doesn't matter how nice the car is. They're taking really good care of it. And he said, I wish I would have had that same mentality when it came to my own body. And that really made me think, wow, if we can get the message out to be proactive, to take responsibility for our health, to invest just something now, whether it's eating a little bit better, exercising a little bit more, getting a chiropractic adjustment more frequently than when we think we need it, would someone end up with this? So just this set of 6 screws has changed the way that I explain chiropractic, the fire on the inside of me that we still have to tell the story. My father-in-law just recently went in for a hip surgery. They said he needed it 5 years ago. I've taken care of him consistently for these 5 years. He's had a quality of life, a mountain biking machine, skydives, just went on his 425th jump. I mean, 50 years old and has just, the last 5 years taken care of himself. Finally got to the point where we couldn't do anything else. And thank goodness there's technology. He had an incredible hip surgery. And the doctor said something. I talked to the doctor. I wanted to go see the surgery. And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, your family, I can't let you in." And he said, "Oh, that's okay. I'll get you in on another surgery. I have 6 of them today." And I thought to myself, wow, you have 6 hip surgeries? And he goes, "Oh, that's just today. This week alone, I'm probably going to do 20. And I thought to myself, 20 hip surgeries. How many people am I helping this week? And I sat down with my whole team and I said, we got to spread the message. We got to start telling people, because how many of those people, if I would have got them 10 years ago, 20 years ago, would be having that surgery today? And I looked at my father-in-law and I said, "Man, you probably wish I would have married your daughter 10 years ago." And we had a little laugh about it. And I said, "Man, I'm going to make sure that my entire team knows the story, even about this gentleman, but knows the story that chiropractic can help in so many ways. If we can save one more person from surgery, one more person from getting a set screw, like this set of titanium in their low back, that they'll be in constant pain for, we need to really tell the story more about being proactive, about changing their lifestyle, about, in my mind, I call it the 100-year lifestyle. There's a book written on it. It's about the 100-year lifestyle. So important to know that the steps that we do today will affect us years in the future. Even little things today that we're proactive will help us as we get older. Most of us work our tail off for money now, but guess what we spend all that money on later in life? It's usually our health. But what if we just took some of that now, invested in it? We'll actually be preventing so much more. They say the average person over the age of 60 in the state of California is on a minimum of 4 medications. What are those medications doing? Now, I'm not just trying to say, oh, it's going to be perfect the minute they have an adjustment. That's not what I'm saying. But if we can start teaching people a healthy lifestyle with chiropractic involved in it, how many surgeries a week will we be helping? This little set of screws right here is a forever reminder that there are people out there that don't know the chiropractic story, that don't know there's alternatives to surgery, that don't know there's alternatives to drugs and the medication that some people are getting addicted to. My job is to help empower, to educate, and to teach others that there are alternatives that can help them. So, I always say, no one wants a piece of equipment like this. A new pair of rims on your car would be much greater. So, hopefully you can spread the message today. Thank you.